Shakespeare's biggest rival was a literal killer who got away with it. On September 22, 1598, the famous playwright Ben Jonson was arrested for killing a man in a duel. He confessed, but got off on a legal technicality, claiming benefit of clergy by reading a verse from the Bible. He was branded on the thumb and set free. This wasn't a one-off. Violence and genius often went hand in hand in Elizabethan England. It's a story that shows a recurring pattern. Society often forgives the unforgivable when it comes from a celebrated artist. It's the original celebrity scandal, proving that fame has been a get-out-of-jail-free card for centuries. Is talent a valid excuse for bad behavior? Discuss.
She became the longest reigning monarch in British history, not through brilliance, but by simply outlasting everyone. On September 22, 1896, Queen Victoria surpassed her grandfather, King George III, as the longest ruling monarch. Her reign, the Victorian era, became synonymous with British power, industrial might, and strict morality. But it was her sheer longevity that defined her, providing a sense of stability in a rapidly changing world. This story reveals a hidden pattern in history. Sometimes, power isn't about grand actions, but about quiet persistence. She wasn't a conqueror or a revolutionary. She was a constant. In an age of constant change, is there value in just holding on? Let me know your thoughts.
The most controversial 14 seconds in sports history cost a legend his title. On September 22, 1927, in a heavyweight title fight, Gene Tunney was knocked down by Jack Dempsey. But the referee delayed the count because Dempsey didn't go to a neutral corner, giving Tunney extra time to recover. Tunney got up and won the fight. This infamous long count became one of boxing's greatest controversies, a moment endlessly debated by fans. It's a classic pattern in sports history where a single referee's decision can alter legacies and fuel conspiracy theories for decades. It reminds us that history isn't just written by the winners, but also by the referees. Was it a fair count? You be the judge.
The deadliest train wreck in Amtrak's history happened because of one barge's wrong turn. On September 22, 1993, a towboat pushing barges in the Alabama fog made a wrong turn and struck a railway bridge. Minutes later, Amtrak's Sunset Limited train derailed at full speed, plunging into the bayou. 47 people lost their lives in the fiery crash. The tragedy was a shocking reminder of how a single, simple mistake can lead to catastrophic consequences. It's a heartbreaking pattern of human error and technological failure where complex systems are brought down by the smallest of oversights. This story forces us to confront the fragility of the modern world we've built. What's the biggest mistake you've ever seen?
A 23-year-old college dropout found some old bones that would change how we see the world. On September 22, 1832, a young Charles Darwin, on his voyage with the HMS Beagle, discovered a trove of giant fossils in Argentina. He had no idea what they were, but these strange, extinct creatures sparked a question in his mind that would eventually lead to his theory of evolution by natural selection. It was a moment that shifted our understanding of life itself. This is a classic pattern of scientific breakthrough, a single, unexpected discovery by a curious mind that challenges everything we thought we knew. It proves that world-changing ideas often start with a simple question. What discovery changed your life?
One of America's founding fathers invented fake news to troll the British Empire. On September 22, 1773, Benjamin Franklin, writing anonymously, published a satirical letter in a London newspaper. It was a fake edict, supposedly from the King of Prussia, claiming that Britain was a German colony and owed Germany taxes. The hoax perfectly mirrored Britain's own arrogant policies towards its American colonies. It was a brilliant piece of propaganda that used humor to expose the absurdity of tyranny. This story shows a recurring pattern. When you're fighting a powerful enemy, sometimes the best weapon is ridicule. It's a reminder that the pen can be mightier and funnier than the sword. What's the best prank you've ever seen?
One submarine sank 3 massive warships in less than an hour, and naval warfare was never the same. On September 22, 1914, a single German U-boat, the U-9, torpedoed and sank 3 British armored cruisers. Over 1,400 sailors died. The attack was a brutal demonstration of the power of this new underwater weapon. The British Admiralty was stunned. Their strategy of a naval blockade was suddenly vulnerable. This event is a classic example of a disruptive technology completely changing the rules of war. A pattern we see from the longbow to the drone. It's a story of how a small, innovative force can bring a giant to its knees. What technology scares you the most?
This war lasted 8 years, killed nearly 1 million people, and in the end, absolutely nothing changed. On September 22, 1980, Iraq invaded Iran, starting a brutal, bloody conflict. The war saw the use of chemical weapons, trench warfare reminiscent of World War I, and attacks on civilian targets. Both sides were backed by international powers, turning the region into a Cold War proxy battleground. When it finally ended in 1988, the borders were exactly where they had started. It was a pointless, tragic waste of life, a horrifying pattern of modern warfare where regional conflicts become devastating stalemates with no winners, only losers. How do we break this cycle? Let me know below.